Has painted a sorry state of affairs in the country 60 years after independence. The former Prime Minister says Kenyans were better off 60 years ago than they are today due to the ever-increasing cost of living. Odinga has termed corruption embedded in all sectors of governance, tribalism and poor leadership as major impediments to the country's economic development and democracy. He has warned that if these vices are not tamed, the country is staring at a grim future. Henry Anyula with more.
While giving a blow-by-blow account of the journey the country has traveled since attaining independence, Odinga says Kenyans have little or nothing to be proud of as a result of high levels of corruption, tribalism and heavy public debt.
Today, we are way off the original dream. The nation is reeling under the heavy burden of corruption, officially sanctioned tribalism, heavy burden of taxation, and a harsh and heartless leadership.
He says the situation is so bad that Kenyans have lost hope of a better life at home and they would rather seek greener pastures in foreign countries.
Once upon a time, Kenyans were too proud and so confident of their nation that they refused to seek jobs abroad, including the United Nations. Today, our people are scrambling to leave the country. A recent study by Pew Research showed that up to 54% of Kenyans would wish to relocate from the country.
In reference to public debt, the former premier has directed an accusing finger at President William Ruto for what he terms as continued mismanagement of public debt and public resources.
We live on debt, but we still live large. We drove ourselves into the trap of the IMF and the World Bank and their unusual conditionalities that are driving us back to the 1980s and 90s. We are on the downward spiral, and a steady one at that.
With President Ruto's administration in pursuit of employment opportunities in foreign countries for Kenyans, Odinga says the move is a demonstration of a failed leadership, that which has no shame.
Young people with the new skills and knowledge that we need are being exported because the government cannot create jobs. And the government sees it as an achievement. It is the responsibility of our government to create jobs in the country, not to look for jobs outside. When you have a whole president running out there and looking for jobs for people here, something is terribly wrong.
The opposition is now warning unless the country tackles corruption and tribalism and addresses bad leadership, then democracy and development will be a far-fetched dream.
You can emerge as a democratic state that is governed by law, respects human rights, and rejects corruption. I deliberately put emphasis on pursuit of democracy and rejection of corruption as a critical pathway to Kenya's progress.
Henry Tende, Look Up TV.